Hello and welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andre, and thanks for tuning in. It's currently Wednesday evening, and we are trying some strange decks on the casual lobby of Jinteki.net. This hand's actually pretty good, but it doesn't have enough economy, so I'm gonna mulligan that. That's technically okay. We are playing against, this is Hayley Kaplan. That's probably more accurate. And she installs a bunch of cards, so there's actually like a lot of really interesting builds with this card. Recently this weekend I watched Timmy Wong, who's a really fun Netrunner player, streaming tonight? Nah, streaming tomorrow, which will probably be tonight by the time this video comes out. Best of luck, have fun. So this deck is a rig denial deck, and it runs underway renovation to mill cards, and it runs arc lockdown, consulting visit, and it runs power shutdown. And I'm hoping to build like a good server, like even just overstate AIing an archer and scoring a Project Alice behind it is actually probably pretty good. It's gonna put us on no money, which like there's a problem with this deck is it's bad against ice destruction, but particularly it's not good against I'm just gonna do this and next turn we'll go. It's not good against ice destruction, and it just doesn't run enough money. Like if you can't overstate AI your curtain walls, and so if you don't get them early, you generally struggle for money. So I'm thinking of actually changing this to one of the IDs I don't like, which is building a better world, just to get more money into things. Just because I like to be able to play hedge fund and make five. Because I'm just gonna be hopefully sitting all day and installing, advancing behind an archer, just installing, advancing an underway renovation to mill cards out, and then hopefully arc lockdown something that we get some nice hits. Hyperdriver's coming out, so there's a big chance that this is a diaper deck, which is actually a really good matchup for us. There's a chance also this isn't a diaper deck. Atman makes me think it is, and we can basically like arc lockdown their Atman from the game. So I think I'm gonna go. Like I don't think they're gonna run. So we'll just put this in a new remote. We basically want to see if they pop this or not. And then what we want to do next turn is overstate AI this, put a Project Alice behind it and advance it, then score it, and then we can tutor that 3-1 agenda and start milling them out. Now, I think they might not run right now if we just click for credits, because they have to respect consulting visit into mid-seasons. Oh, it looks like this isn't a diaper deck. So they're probably just going to set up real hard, and that's actually pretty good. If they play low-cost things like self-modifying code, we can power shut down them, consulting visit to power shutdown, and that's actually pretty sweet for us. It looks like they're probably running spy cameras, considering they have tech traders. So this is what was this called? Spy cam Hayley? Something Hayley? This used to be like a really popular archetype. We're actually really teched against it, considering we have arc lockdown. And as soon as they play like multiple spy cameras, ooh, Aaron Moran, spicy. As soon as they play multiple spy cameras or go for the levy, we can actually like mess them up real good. So we can power shut down for one, or actually we can't because they didn't run. So I think we're just gonna get this up and then advance behind it. I think Overstate AI is actually probably still good in decks, even that don't run what's it called? That aren't running Blue Sun. Like the fact that we can res an archer out of turn is super important because archer is actually pretty hard to break nowadays. And resing an archer could be bad if you're playing against a Cipher or something like that. So I actually kind of like this card. Even if you overstate AI a curtain wall and don't bounce it if you're just playing normal Weyland, that's like a really good piece of ice to rush behind. Like that's super great. David is probably the least popular it's ever been, which is cool in some ways. It's not great because Cipher took its place. We are all going to give him card draw if we do score this, which I think I'm okay with. We just have to make sure we keep a modicum of credits just so that, well, actually, we don't even need that many credits. We just need enough credits to advance this because this ice is up, and it's going to be hard for them to break it. So we'll see how things go. I want to score this next turn, which will take us down to 4 credits. Then we'll probably Atlas for the underway renovation and just keep going. Just go nuts with it and see if we can mill out some of their important combo cards. There's the spy cameras. If we can get rid of the bazaar, that's actually really good. And they're going to use the spy camera. And they're going to play a sharpshooter, which is really good. Oh shit, I totally forgot about that card. Dang. So they're going to ruin all our plans. That's fine. Oh, they jack out. Okay. Wow. Wow. They're assuming this is a mid-seasons deck, which that's well played. That's actually pretty well played, I guess, but we're going to score that. And that's bad for them. So next turn, we can also just overstate a curtain wall, which is another card they're going to have a problem with. This deck is probably running Panchatantra and then running Sharpshooter to break big ice. And that's 2 cards. So we might actually just want to arc lock down their Sharpshooter. Let's see what they throw out this turn. Because if they get the Sharpshooter out of the game, they actually have very few breakers. What did they call this? Spy Cam Hayley? I think that was the name. I thought there was a cute name to it. They didn't run this turn, so we can't power shut these down, but that's actually a really good combo to power shut down. We have consulting visits, so I think we're going to overstate out of the curtain wall. And then bounce it, and then be able to actually proper res it. So let's put this on HQ. We can also trash the location. So if they do play the Bazaar, we can trash it, but they'll probably get enough worth out of the Bazaar in one turn. So let's put this on HQ. I think we're going to use this just to overstate AI that, and then click for, oh, we can't click for credit. Okay, so if they run it, they probably get free accesses on R&D if they put down a spy camera and see something good. We are running a fair bit of agendas. Like, we're running a bunch of one-pointers. If they want to break this with Inti, it's going to cost a lot of money, so I think their best option is to get a Panchatantra down, which is going to be pretty expensive, get a clone chip down, get the Sharpshooter out. And even if they do that, we'll just arc lock down their 2 Sharpshooters from the game, and then their rig is actually, like, pretty not great. They're going to go for the Hyperdriver, and that seems fine. So we got to win fast. We really do have to win fast. This deck generally runs 3 levies, just because it does want to levy a lot. It has a lot of card draw. If you play the Bazaar, you put down 1 tech trader, you get all the tech traders. I mean, spy cameras, and that thins your deck a lot, which is pretty great. What's going on here? They got a click back. Not sure why. Hayley trigger on my turn. Okay. So they were meant to use the SMC. Got it. So they wanted to use the self-modifying code on my turn, just so that they can get the Hayley trigger on their turn. And in theory, they could have installed a program if they had one. I'm assuming they don't. But that's a really good thing to use the Hayley trigger every turn. So can they break this? They might be able to. They just need their, what's it called? They really need their Panchatantra, and I don't think they have enough money for it. Oh, yeah, actually, they definitely do have enough money for it, because they can take their technical writer credits, and that's a lot of money. They only have to boost this, what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This only costs 4 credits to break a curtain wall. That's kind of nuts, isn't it? It's pretty nuts. We're not running best defense, and this is such an easy best defense target. Technical writer, like we pay 2, they lose 11. I think if they run this, it's actually good for us because we're going to remove 1, 2 of maybe 3 sharpshooters from the game, and that's pretty damn strong. Like I don't know whether they can afford to break everything with just Inti, because this deck relies on clone chip and sharpshooter. They also probably have 1 Deus Ex, which is another thing that we'd want to trash at some point. If they make a run here too, we'll power shut down their Inti, or we'll probably power shut down their Panchatantra. It might be better just to remove the Panchatantra from game. Oh no, they have 3 of those. They definitely have 3 of these, just because this is once a turn. And they just access Arc Lockdown, so it's in their best interest to get their clone chips up and get these back on the table, or things are going to be really bad. Hey, things are going to be proper bad for them. So they pop the Sports Hopper, which is really good. It gets money on Tech Trader. They pay 3 for a draw 3, and that's like a super useful card. So they pop down 2 clone chips. That's the best chance they have at keeping their sharpshooters in the game. It's unlucky that they saw this thing here. They saw Arc Lockdown, otherwise they wouldn't be playing so aggressively and think they can probably play a bit more passively. Again, like Blue Sun doesn't help with this game. I'm thinking we're just going to change this ID to Building a Better World, because that seems just a bunch better. I'd like to have more than 1 credit. Yeah, maybe we do get rid of the Inti. I don't think so, just because we're generally running bigger barriers, and the Inti is not going to get a lot of work. It's not going to do a lot in this matchup. So they used their technical writer, which makes sense because they did make a run. So it's not like we had money. So it's not like they actually have to respect things like mid-seasons or C-Source even, because they also have Aaron. So we're going to get rid of their 2 sharpshooters. I think that's going to give a big dent into them. We still don't have money and like to, just playing a beanstalk for, oh, crap, wrong card. Oops. So we're going to get rid of the sharpshooter for sure. So 2 of those are out of the game. So the power level of this deck just got a bunch worse. The interesting thing is before they levy, if they can't win off R&D fast enough, we'll consult for another one and remove their spy cameras from the game, and then they're in a really bad spot. So let's assume their breakers are the admin, which is still in the pile, which is actually a fair enough breaker. They also have in the pile, they have a Deus Ex. They probably only run one Deus Ex. So that's the thing we have to break. That thing's 10 strength, so it can deal with. Or is it 11 strength? I don't know, but it can deal with curtain wall. There's a replicator, so Bazaar is going to come out. That's something we can, in theory, trash with Elizabeth Mills. Don't think it's worth trashing. Running HQ, that's fine. Nothing in here to see. They see a consulting visit. So we might actually want to aggressively remove the admin from the game too, because that's probably a one of. And consulting visit into Arc Lockdown, that's 3 credits. Let's see what we draw. We draw an underway, which we can't actually protect. We can't afford to protect. It would be really nice to play just to get some more cards out of the game. I think getting rid of the admin is probably the best thing, but I actually kind of want to click for credits just to get his Lancelot online, because if they run it and it fires, we're going to show him also a Merlin. We are running some Grail, not all of the Grail, just some Grail. I think it's only 2 of each. I'm not actually in love with it. So that might be changed. I think this deck could use work. I brought it to a game night kit a couple weeks ago, and it actually did pretty okay. I had some problems with it. Like, it just couldn't keep people out of servers. So all these spy cameras are going to hit the table, which is not that bad, considering we can shuffle with the Project Atlas. So if they see a thing and they run, you know, they're not going to actually get anything, hopefully. So we're going to keep this until we actually need it. Every time they use a spy camera, they get 3 credits, which is a lot. And they're going to access here. This could be the underway. It's a power shutdown. And spy cameras protects their inti from power shutdown, but I don't actually think that matters much. And they know we have an oversight AI. So, do we want to oversight AI of Merlin? We could consider it. I think actually we just want to get rid of this admin. I think that's probably the safest play. Right? Because eventually they won't have a breaker for this. We got rid of 2 sharpshooters. And if we get rid of the admin, like I think they actually do want run 1 sentry breaker. They probably do. Maybe Mimic? I don't know what they have influence for. This deck also could like incredibly benefit from Vamp. It just has so much money. And I think Aaron Moran helps this archetype a lot because the weakness of this deck was tags. It was just incredibly tags. Because if you play an All-Seeing Eye, this deck loses. Their Beth is going to do nothing this game. So let's play around Beth. That's what we're doing. We're playing around Beth. So let's Arc Lockdown the single admin. We're going to eventually flood up. We're actually lucky that we're not drawing that many agendas. Because otherwise we have nowhere to put them. We really don't. They can afford to break Inti. They can oversight. They can afford to break an oversighted current wall with Inti. So I'm not actually sure what we oversight. We might want to oversight. Oh, they're running a zoo? That's good. That's a good start. Oh shit, we just don't have enough credits for this. If we had 1 more credit, we would have trashed the program and done 2 net damage, which is pretty great. So they probably set an agenda on top here. So I'm going to shuffle this by taking a card. And the question is what card we want. I think we want a card that's the hardest for them to break. Curtain Wall seems pretty good. Like if they want to break that, it's actually, what is it? It's like 20, 18, 19, 20. It's 21 credits. Which I'm okay with. Like I'm fine with that trade. We still can't score. Like we have no shot of scoring, which is kind of a bummer. And if we do this, we won't be able to res that. Right? Because install advance. Yeah, we'll end our turn on 3 credits. So things how things go. We're probably going to throw away this Elizabeth Mills. I don't think it's that useful. And Enigma's not great. And I don't even think we want to put this on HQ. Because that'll threaten an HQ run. I guess it's technically the best place to put it. So let's just put this on HQ. We're in no rush. Like, I'd rather them spend some money here. Nah, maybe we do want to do this. I just wish we had 1 more credit. Again, building a better world. Don't think that's a good idea, but it's probably better suited for this. Just because relying on Oversight AI nowadays is not so hot. And also, it doesn't lose that hard to employee strike, which I don't think this deck has influence for. Considering it pays 6 for this, 2 for this, 3 for these. Like, it's a lot of influence. Okay. Yeah, let's go for that. Let's see if they'll spend all their money. or at least most of their money. Like that's a lot of money, and they do have 7 on here, but they're not going to get them much more on this, considering they installed all their spy cameras already. Like they have one more sports hopper, I think. We will 1, 2, 3, 4. They have another spy camera in hand, I reckon. Oh no, then they would have installed it. Are they only running 5? There's a chance they went down to 5 just to get the Aaron Moran in here, because that influence had to come from somewhere. I'm not sure if this deck archetype had flex slots in it. So let's see if they go for this. Either way, it's probably fine for us. Yeah, it seems pretty good for us either way, I think. Because once that's online, we're just going to put this behind it, and we don't care if they steal this. Like, we really don't. It's one agenda point. And we're running so many one-pointers that usually them stealing a one-pointer doesn't matter. It makes Aaron Moran a bunch better. Another cool thing to do would be to draw a preemptive action so we can shuffle back in our arc lockdowns, or Jackson Howard would do that too, just so that we can remove these from the game, because this deck has no multi-axis. This is its only multi-axis. And it's not even like technically multi-axis, but it basically says they only run when their agendas are, because their breakers are not reliable and not reusable. So they're going to run this, pay 18 to boost strength, 19, 20, 21 to break. I think that's good. That's a good trade. We paid 1 for that. They'll get a single axis here. Hopefully they don't take our agenda. They got the Enigma, so they didn't actually even learn anything. I don't think they know we're running Grail Ice just yet. So that's great. They're down to 1 credit. They can pop this to go up to 8. But they're going to have to throw a card out. Doing net damage is also really good because they probably have 2 levies in hand. That's another 2 influence on the hostage. That's probably for Aaron Moran or Beth. Both are good targets. Bulwark is good too. We probably want that on our remote that we score behind. So let's just put this on HQ and click for credits just so we can res this, because this is going to be a really, really potent res. We're only running 2 arc lockdowns and we played both of them. Oh, my camera's in the way of stuff. Sorry. I gotta pay attention to that. Let's put me here. I don't think I'm going to get in the way of that. So we only running 2 arc lockdowns, so we're going to need a Jackson, or we're going to need a preemptive action to get that into place. And they're already up to 16 credits because they use technical rated for 7. They know there's an agenda here. If we had an end the run in hand, this would be really good. So I think we're going to trash the Code Gate Breaker, and they're going to get probably 3 points off of this. So they can't stop this. So we're going to first do 2 damage. So this fires. So we got 2 levies. Seems good. And we'll trash a program. So the best program here to trash is the Zoo, because just they don't have that many targets for the Panchatantra. And if we had a Galahad, that actually would have ended the run. Like, there's not many end the run code gates, and for that reason, Lancelot's actually pretty good. That was a really solid hit. If we arc lockdown them, which it's going to be pretty difficult for us to do, we're in a good spot. We can also power shut down this for 0 because they ran this turn, and then they'll have no breakers until they levy. Seems okay. I didn't see the reveal. Oh, sorry. Single Merlin. Yeah, I just fired it. So they're only playing this current because they see the card on the top of the deck, and it's probably an Atlas or a food, so that's going to be 3 points for them. Oh, wow, that's actually pretty okay. So they get that. And they're using Aaron Moran to draw twice. In theory, they might want to use their levy right now if they drew a levy. Just because if they lose 2 of these, they only have 1 levy, which is not that bad, right? Like, we have to get rid of all levies, if anything. Astrolabe on the table as well. They're going to use that to draw 3. And they're drawing really hard. Right, more Aaron Moran draws? They're looking for that levy. I think they need it, right? So I don't think we can arc lock down this turn. Not only do we not have enough money, which actually we should bounce this, because it's done its work. If we can remove the Zoo from the game, that's also really good. And if we remove the Inti from the game, that's fine too. So let's definitely bounce this. Enigma's good. We can use that probably for a scoring remote. So in theory, what we could do is we actually put this on the table and mill. And there is a small chance, like a pretty small chance, that there is, on top of here, there is their levies in one of the 2 cards of their deck. What's the chance of that? The levies in the last 2 cards? Because if we install mill with this, we're going to lose 1 agenda point. But we actually might get the levy, and I think for that reason, we might just try it. Yeah, fuck it. Oh, they drew 1 because of... God damn it. Oh, we got the levy! Holy shit. We found it. This is good because we actually have a click to protect this. And we can afford to protect this. Last card levy and we got it. Oh, shit. Okay. R&D is open, but they don't have another, they don't have multi-access, so they don't have a same old thing in hand. They're not going to be able to recur. Oh, the Arc Lockdown almost got us. The Sharpshooter's coming out, so they're going to run this remote. And, that's fine, because if I res this, I can't res HQ, but there's nothing wrong with that. And they're going to use this. And if they use this, basically, they can't break this again. They really can. And then they'll be on 3 points, and they have to run off of the win off of R&D. Which we don't have end the runs that we can actually, like, we can actually afford to res there. So we're going to bounce this Enigma, most likely. And then just keep that on R&D? Last card levy. We got 3 levies. That was so fortunate. What's the chance that they do have a same old thing? I doubt they do, just because they're not running any events besides this, and they run 3 of it. So that's actually not that bad. And they're not going to break that, because this agenda is actually not worth anything, and they're probably just going to try to win off of R&D. Oh, shit. 4 points. They need 2 more good accesses here. Let's hope we draw an end the run. Do we bounce this? If we bounce this, we'll be on 4 credits and we can score this, which doesn't actually do anything, besides we don't lose it. Right? Because if they're on 5, they're still going to steal 2 agendas anyway, so I don't actually think we care if we lose this. If we hit him with this, that's actually really good. And we don't have credits to res this unless we bounce this. So I think we bounce this. We can also power shut down the Inti, which again, probably doesn't matter. We can do that at any point going forward. So yeah, let's bounce this. We got a consulting visit. What can we do with that? We can consulting visit for... Okay. Well, let's put this on R&D. Let's put this on server 2, and I know we can't res both of them, but I don't care if we lose this, and if we hit them with the Lancelot, we're in a really good spot, because we're going to do 2 more damage, so if they do have the same old thing, we'll get it. I doubt they do have the same old thing. And we'll trash, like, they'll use their Sharpshooter, which is the best case scenario, because then they can only break barriers, and then we can power shut down that next turn. They're playing a clone chip, okay. What can they clone chip up? They can clone chip their zoo. Okay, that's interesting. They're running this server, so we are for sure gonna res that. And we're gonna reveal just a Merlin. So they have to use their Sharpshooter on that. And now they can clone chip for Sharpshooter, so we basically want to get our Arc Lockdown back in the game. The thing is, as soon as we do like a weird combo like play Jackson, they can just pull these out to pull their single Sharpshooter out. So this is actually gonna be an interesting game. It's gonna be an interesting game. What to do? So they got the Underway, which is 2 more cards on Aaron Moran, or 2 more tokens, which doesn't matter that much. There are 5 agenda points, so they only have to steal 1 more. Oh, we did our math wrong there, right? That one actually mattered. We definitely should have scored that. But they can't levy, and we're in a hard spot, because it's a single access to win. If they do nothing but just contest the remote, we're in a bad spot. Can't res that, which they can break for not a lot, so we could lose right here. They trash the Jackson, which is actually pretty good. I guess they run again. No reason not to. We're not running snare or anything. Not like it matters, because we can't afford it, let alone tags don't matter with Aaron Moran. Single access, hold your breath. Again, we good. So this card's relevant just because, there we go, they have the last Sharpshooter. Just so if they want to run R&D, they'll have to run through this, so we're definitely going to bounce that. If we want to power shut them down, I mean, if we want to, like, yeah, power shut them down, we can power shut down for 0, which is fine. And then if we power shut down 1, we have to get through all 3 of these cards, so we're going to have to power shut down a bunch of times for 1, which isn't that easy. So I'm going to power shut down for 0. And then I'm going to put this on R&D, and then I'm going to preempt it for the last click. And that will give us only enough money to res the Enigma, which is a bummer. I actually don't think we're in a rush to power shut down, so maybe we'll just put this on R&D. Click for a credit so we can at least. Oh, now we don't have to click for credit, but I think it's still worth it anyways. They might run HQ now. Once we have preemptive action and put back in our arc lockdowns. Well, arc lockdown actually doesn't matter anymore, right? Because they don't have clone chips. So what do we do here? What do we want to put back? Because they have nothing really to do besides save their one Panchatantra. I mean, save their sharpshooter for the Panchatantra. So I think the best way to win is actually to just power shut down a bunch. So let's for sure power shut down for 0. So they have to trash something. They ran that turn, right? Yeah, they definitely did. So they're gonna have to trash this, which means if they run again, we power shut down for 1, which means they'll lose the Astrolabe, we do it again, they'll lose another card, and so forth and so forth. Now we click for a credit just so we have enough to res this, because they basically get 1 run on R&D. And yeah, it's actually likely that they steal an agenda, so maybe they want to wait for us just to get in a scoring remote, and all they're going to do is click for credits. But they can't break 2 pieces of ice. Right? So they run HQ here. Luckily, we can't punish. Well, unluckily, like if that was actually a more reasonable... If that was a sentry or destroyer, they'd have to res it. If that was an archer, they would have to use it. So they're going to run HQ a bunch of times. I agree with that. We're going to have to power shut down a whole bunch of times. We're probably just going to flood out before that, right? They see the consulting visit. I don't think we have anything hot to consult. Man, I really wish this deck was just bringing a better world and we just ran operations. Building a better world. They saw Bulwark. This is going to be a good piece of ice. It trashes programs and it's not a destroyer, which is kind of cool. We drew that, and this one doesn't actually matter. Either if they score it or we steal it. Well, if we score it, it's good, but you know, if they steal it, it doesn't matter because they're going to have to steal 2 agendas. If they steal this one, unless they have another freedom from their hand, which is unlikely because I guess they would have played it right there and made a bunch of single accesses. So if we consult for arc lockdown, again, I don't think it matters because I don't think they have the same old thing because they would have done it already. So we can consult for a power shutdown for 1 and they'll probably trash their console. If they have another console, they'll also just install it and then we're further, like, yeah, they probably have another console in hand. So the power shutdown venue angle is going to be pretty difficult. So I think we just want to get 2 good pieces of ice in a row. And have enough money to res them. We can also overstate AI this. I doubt they'll contest it. Let's just click for credits. They only get 1 good run on R&D, right? So as long as we just like play slow, hopefully we don't flood out, hopefully get enough ice on this remote, we're going to grind it out. We are going to grind it out. Oh boy. This is interesting. I can't believe we got that last levy. That was really clutch. If they drew it with Astrolabe, we would have looked pretty dumb. Running HQ, again, no point resing it, because money doesn't matter to them. It really doesn't. You're just going to check HQ over and over again, which I think is a fair play. At some point, we'll get a piece of ice on here that does matter. Like, we can definitely draw another Lancelot, and then they'll have to use it. So we're holding out here. And the thing is, as soon as we draw, like we need to get 2 ice on the server because as soon as we draw a 2-point agenda, we have to put in the remote. And they're running here, which is pretty desperate. And I don't think the right play. Because now they're going to use this, which means that we can start scoring. So let's reveal up to 2 Grail. So it's just a Merlin. So they're going to have to use that. It's on a code gate. And we can't res this. Not that it matters that much. Let's see if the single access does it. It might just be the game. Fuck! Ah, good game. Woof. Very close. Oh, we almost had it. Dang it. Okay, that was an exciting game. That last levy. What was the chance? We could tell we were drawing hard, so it's obviously didn't have levy. Lucky pulls on both sides. Yeah, pretty good. The thing is, if we drew that 3-2, like they would just run HQ a bunch. Actually, we would have put this. No, they would have run HQ a bunch. Yeah, so we were going to be in a difficult place regardless. If we drew an archer, that would be really good. Thanks for the game. I'm going to do some tweaks on this deck. I'm probably going to play another one tonight with this. I think it's better that we just play Building a Better World, just so we have a solid economy and people don't worry about our ice that much more. And I just like the idea that we have enough money and that we don't res Curtain Wall, because if you don't have money, that card's just such a dead draw, and that sucks. It was at the bottom, last card. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. As of Thursday, I will be streaming. I thought I was going to have to do a different time, but Thursday's good, and videos every weekday night. Thanks for watching. Ciao.